We are good to go.
All right.
We can try.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna try. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another OS Talk. It is October 26, 2016. We're a day late, but we are here with Rafis. How you doing, man?
I'm really fine on everything for school tomorrow, and I'm ready to talk with you.
All right. Well, the school hype is real, and the real hype is here. We have a huge turnout today, and not mention our co-host with the most, Deadbeat, is also with us. How you doing, man?
I can't even remember the last time we went to school. It feels like a distant dream that never happened.
A very distant dream. All right, so you guys know the format by now. We're going to go ahead and go over with our preset questions with Rafis, and then after that we will open it up to community questions for you all. We do have a very huge turnout today, so I'm hoping to hear a lot of really awesome community questions from you guys. That being said, Rafis, with our first one, how did you find us? What brought you to our game?
Well, we haven't really got anything to do with my friends, so we decided to try out this game. They've shown me this game, and we played some multiplayer and a lot of Andrea's old maps, normals. At the beginning I couldn't even see the circles properly, even on easy. And well, I played it for like 2 weeks, that I stopped because the game was so boring for me at the beginning. But I've came back after 2 months of break and started to play climbing ranks in PPV1, and that was really fun.
Yeah. And it's interesting to hear that you say it was kind of boring starting out, because like a lot of people, especially when you're getting used to a rhythm game, if this is your first rhythm game venture, hearing that it's not exactly exciting sometimes isn't really that out of the box. I mean, I've heard a lot of people go like, well, I don't know what it is. It's just these really slow circles coming in and I'm trying to click them and nothing's working because they don't look at the approach circles, or they're like, I can't move my mouse right. So, I mean, I could totally see that, but like when you came back after the 2 week break, what was it that made you actually stay? Was it just the rank climbing, or was it that you were really increasing skill rapidly and you were just like, hey, I'm actually kind of good at this?
Yeah, it was actually just practicing and getting my skill better. For all the time I played, I wanted to be better, I wanted to climb ranks, and yeah, but I still didn't change my mouse settings from the first experience with Osu. And I played in like 6,000 DPI, mouse acceleration, and
oh, good God.
like 11 on 11 on Windows.
How do
Oh,
people
man.
play at like 6,000 DPI? I struggle to cope with like 1,600.
Wait, there are some videos on my YouTube channel from that times. My cursor was drifting like crazy.
I'd imagine so. I played
I couldn't even develop my muscle memory.
Yeah, I played 1,000 DPI, and that's about where I felt comfortable for building muscle memory on it. And if I was to ever try to change that any higher than 1,000 DPI and the 1.4 cursor speed, well, now that raw input's there, you can turn that off and kind of get the same effect with just twiddling with the mouse settings. But
Yeah.
I tend to not use raw input just due to the fact that I'm so used to using it as it was.
Yeah, I tried using more input. I'm like, this feels wrong.
Actually, I've stopped using mouse acceleration when I got tablet.
Oh, of course, yeah. And now,
It helped me to realize how bad it is.
oh yeah, mouse acceleration in general, that is cut off for me. I've always made sure that's dead.
Yeah, I got told to kill that like as soon as someone found out about it.
Yeah, I feel for the people that have not realized yet, that come into the game with just like, hey, I just downloaded this today, don't realize mouse acceleration is a thing, and they're like, oh, why can't I hit this circle? I made the same amount distance the last time, but now it's further. What's going on? That's mouse acceleration, good sir. That being said, Deadbeat, if you want, you can go ahead and jump on the next question.
Oh yeah, sure. So, for quite a while now, you've actually taken to streaming quite a lot. When about did that start and why?
It was like in the middle of 2014. I realized that I'm getting really good. I reached like top 200, top 100. I started to stream. At the beginning, I was really shy and I couldn't talk much. I barely talked on my stream. But later I realized that it helps a lot with amount of viewers, and the interaction with chat is awesome. It really my community, my stream community is the thing that really stops me from stopping streaming overall. And I really love my streaming community. That's the thing that I enjoy the most about it.
Yeah, I often hear from a few streamers that one thing they really enjoy the most about streamers is interacting with their viewer base.
Yeah, and lately I'm trying to focus more on this instead of playing, because 200,000 play count, and I've already reached the first place, so I can really focus on being more interactive with my viewers than tryharding for ranks and scores. And just playing for fun, for example, with mouse.
Mhm.
Yes, I did actually see you were playing with mouse the last time I was checking out the stream.
Yeah, that really reminds me of my early days, that I can still improve at a quick rate with mouse, not like with tablet.
Oh, for sure. Mouse is master race. You can improve so much more, Rafis. Blow everybody away. Just go full mouse. Win the game. I believe.
Gonna get the touch screen and try touch screen too.
Oh, man.
Go for it.
Touchscreen's fun, but I've come across the unfortunate mishap of just always undershooting the specs just a little bit and OS running terrible on my touch device.
I'm afraid of input lag. I've never really used one of those touchscreen laptop or touchscreen PC.
If you get if you get any of the surfaces past 2, the input on the Surface 3 is actually pretty decent for us. It doesn't really lag at all, which is really awesome. It's just that's like an $850 buy-in just to play a rhythm game on a touchscreen. So unless you have multiple uses for a Surface, I don't really recommend. It'll play it perfectly, but I don't really recommend purchasing one just for.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah, it's a huge buy-in, a $40 tablet, little tablet thing that you can get for your computer. That's not that big of a buy-in, even if you're not an artist. Although I've said many times when we get into interview questions on tablets and how they're used in OS, I feel like these people that get the $120 Cintiqs and stuff, and they use them for OS, and you just see them destroyed. And it's or an Intuos 5, and you see that destroyed, and it's no, you didn't even draw on it. You just spun it to death. And you can even see it, especially with streamers. There's this giant warp in the center of their tablet, and I wonder what that came from. Spins.
That's one of the reasons why you use paper on your tablet.
Yeah, exactly. And I see some people do that. They'll tape the corners and use a sheet of paper, and that's awesome. You're extending the life of your tablet drastically, and you're not damaging it. So,
that might explain why Rafis has a piece of paper on his tablet.
Yeah,
I was very curious about that.
That's smart. In all honesty, when you see that, it's oh, hey, somebody at least wants to protect their investment a little bit. But 9 times in 10, my younger cousin who played the game, he went through 5 tablets, and this dude don't draw. And each time he got a new one, he got a more expensive one, and they broke all the same way. He just destroys the center of it, and it dead zones out. And I cry on the inside a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. And with this streaming though, Rafis, what do you enjoy most about it?
As I say, the interaction with viewers, and that's probably the thing that I enjoy the most. Really, there's nothing more to enjoy than viewers and interacting with them.
And that's cool. So, like, mainly just the interaction and stuff. Do you do any,
I
like...
love when people come to my stream and just say hi and that they respect me as a player, like to watch it. It's a really, really good feeling.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I can feel you there. I don't have a huge viewer base in terms of a stream, but I love all the comments and emails I get for the OS Academy and stuff like that. And with these interviews and like the questions that we get from the community, it's one of the main reasons why I continue to do this. You crazy guys are amazing. And it gets crazier. Like the bigger names we got. I mean, like the turnout today, even though we missed yesterday, if this was for someone else, let's be honest, this room would probably be empty. They'd be like, oh, hey, he missed it yesterday. I'm not waking up again. Bye. But no, it's Rafis, so we got a room 2 days in a row super full, and that's awesome.
I'm actually curious, with the streaming thing, do you try to keep to a schedule, or do you just stream whenever you feel like playing?
When I have a lot of free time, like holidays, I try to stream regularly. But when I have a school year, I just stream when I have a time.
That's fair enough, I guess.
That's all.
I imagine school would definitely get in the way there. Good old school, getting in the way of fun.
Alright, well, moving on to our next question here. Now, a lot of people are probably going to want to hear this one. What were your thoughts about taking part in the OWC last year? Was it an enjoyable experience? Was it a frustrating experience? Just go ahead and speak that out as well as you can.
Okay, so OWC was really enjoyable tournament, but even though we had to wake up early and we are not used to do it, we had to wake up at like 9 a.m., maybe sometimes even earlier. So that was a really tough experience. But overall, it was really fun to compete with countries, especially when I was a part of such a nice team like Poland. When we actually had chances to win, I probably won't enjoy playing OWC if I had to play with some other low-ranked players that we won't have even a chance to advance in the group stage. But yeah, OWC is really nice experience, and I hope I will be allowed to play on this one.
To me, it's always really fun listening to people say, I had to get up at 9 a.m. to play.
By the way, when I'm playing on that OWC, I always have a Twitch opened and I'm looking at the Twitch chat every single time, even though when people are trolling me and saying that I'm bad, I not deserve this. I don't deserve the place in the other city.
They can't say that this year.
I hope.
Mr. Rank 3 is not bad.
No, not that bad. But rank doesn't matter at all at the top level.
You guys actually came third last year, if I'm correct. Yeah, third. Do you think you can beat that this year?
What did you ask that if I want to play this year?
Last year you
just
played
misunderstood.
third. Do you think this year you can get it in the top 3?
Okay. Top 3? It's still possible, I think. It's still possible. We have a nice team if everyone will be allowed to play. And I really hope we will be allowed to play as everyone. And we can definitely try to contest the place in the top 3.
Well,
maybe even higher. Maybe we will be able to take rank 2. But it depends. It depends on the luck.
That's a very bold claim there, though, but I believe you guys might be able to do it. That being said, while we're still on tournament discussion, what do you think about the changes from this year's OWC compared to last year's?
I've only heard that the map pool, the specialistic map pool, Hard Rock DT, has been kind of decreased, and it's not a bad change, but it allows us to prepare for the map pool better, because there are less maps, and the only one ban which could be kind of problematic in some matchups, for example against Chinese players. If, for example, if there will be on like a lot of gimmicky maps, we won't be able to ban like two of them, just one.
Yeah,
and it might be a crucial change.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, that's gonna be intense. Dropping the ban rate for standard to only one per team is really gonna make things difficult, especially if you do, like you said, see a bunch of gimmick maps, which I feel like maybe not so much in group stage, maybe not even so much in the round of 16, but in the quarterfinals, I feel like those single bans are really gonna weigh heavy on teams.
Yeah, and we won't be able to ban, for example, all hidden maps.
Yeah.
we used to do it in the last
like,
at least.
I feel like that might be like a direct reason that the bans have been dropped, is like, we gotta stop seeing entire brackets banned out, because I mean it was very clear to see, like especially with the upped bans, it's very clear to see what players don't want to play, and the bans stay very consistent when you can just actively knock out an entire section if need be.
I think what's gonna be very fun is in previous years we've always seen teams take like forever to make their two bans. I don't want to know how long it's gonna take now that they're only allowed to ban one.
It will definitely be more stressful this year.
We're gonna have like the referee just like hurrying people along, just like, we need your bans, please. This year is gonna be definitely fun, but I don't think we asked, but are you actually planning on playing this year? You are planning to play, yeah? Yeah,
I'm planning, but it depends of the tournament stuff if I will be allowed to. Because of some accident on Twitch I didn't want to bring up again, and I've already apologized for doing it, so I
think it'll be fine.
Will be allowed.
I think if it was on Twitch, it probably won't be that much of an issue. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't see it being too big of a deal myself, but things do happen. All right, Deadbeat. Let's keep on moving that along here, as we do have a lot of people want to get through these main questions here.
That is very true. Okay, so earlier on in the year, you actually got rank 1, I believe. How did that feel?
For the first time when I get it, that is awesome. It is really awesome. I was so happy that I got it. I got so motivated to play more, but then I dropped, and every time I took a rank 1 again, it wasn't so special. It was just a normal experience. Nothing special. I've got used to it. But yeah, the rank 1 overall feels really great to keep.
I suppose it was like that sense of like finally getting there, but then when you're back, it's like, well, I've already been here before. Who did you actually who took the rank 1 spot from you?
Ajvik. It was like
Ajvik, yes, of
it was
course.
The end of 2015, and Ajvik and I was really competing with ourselves. I mean, we couldn't call it competition because it was like Ajvik was AFK for 1 week. I took his rank 1, and then he came back, farmed like 6 cores, and was like 300 TP ahead of me. But yeah, that's really fun, anyways.
GG Ajvik. Just like go AFK for a week, come back, get like 300 PB ahead.
Same thing happened with Cookiesy and me like a few months ago. But well, I've already gave up on farming that much. I don't have enough time to play every day.
So not feeling confident about getting that rank 1 back then?
Maybe at the holidays, after the exams.
When is the holiday for
Maybe
you? When is the
Wait, what
holiday
did you
for you?
say? It's like wait, let me take a look. It's around the beginning of June, after the exams.
Oh damn,
I'll
that's
have a
quite a
lot
while
of free
away.
time, like 3 months. Then I'll go to the university.
Ooh.
So probably less time again.
I mean, it depends on how many courses you take, really. If you just take like 1 or 2, you might still have quite a bit of time.
Wait. I didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It wasn't a question. It was just me rambling. But we should probably move on to the next question because now we've kind of discussed this a bit earlier, but you're mainly a tablet player, and as we talked about earlier, you sometimes play with mouse. Why did you decide to just play with mouse every now and then? And like, how often do you do that?
Well, I just get kind of bored of playing tablet all the time. And I wanted to try something new and improve in something new. And I decided to play with mouse. I was experimenting with API settings which will fit me the best. And yeah, I found them already, and I'm playing mouse whenever I feel like it. And I don't want to try hard. I just want to have fun improving, because improving is the thing that is the most fun in the game.
I
And
am loving
at
these
the
answers.
at my current level of playing with tablet, it's really hard to improve significantly. So yeah, mouse is a good choice.
What sort of mouse do you use?
It's a Zoe FK1.
I'm not familiar with that actually.
It's a really good mouse. I really recommend it. But there are probably better models right now because the Zoe FK1 is kind of older model.
Yeah, I'm using a Steel Series at the moment.
I've never used SteelSeries to be honest, but
I'm using the
I've heard they are good.
Yeah, I'm using the Raw Sensei, I think. I'm really liking it. It's pretty easy to use, good grip.
Not a bad mouse at all.
Not at all. Steel Series are quite good.
Yeah. So you just kind of switch it up every once in a while to like get things better, and that's totally fine. I can understand that. I do the same thing, switching on some other things. Sometimes I'll use a tablet. I do have one myself. I just don't use it too often. That being said, we'll get over to this other question here. You do have one of the highest play counts in OS, which means you definitely have more than enough time to play with mouse or tablet. And at the moment, it was getting pretty close to 200k. If it already hasn't hit it, how often do you feel you play on a weekly basis? And
Well, playing out isn't everything. It's more about the playtime that it's counted in hours.
yeah,
Because I tend to retry a lot, really a lot. So my play count is kind of higher than it should normally be. But
Yeah.
but still, I played a lot back in the times. Lately, the week I'm playing like maybe 5 hours a week, maybe even less. It depends of the intensity of week. But I play more during the weekends or when I have a tournament. I used to play a lot. I used to play like 4 or 3 hours per day when I was in the end of the middle school and the beginning of the high school. I've had a lot of time to play.
yeah, I can understand that, man. I have like over 4k hours on it, but that's all in mapping mostly. So I can't really say like, oh, I have a ridiculous playtime, because I couldn't honestly tell you how many hours are actually, spent playing and how many were just spent toiling away in the editor. That being said, though, kind of get on to the next question. for your tablet, it is the Wacom CTL 470, and we want to know: have you ever used any other tablets before, or is that like the specific one you want to roll with?
I just want to stick with this tablet because I've played on it for like 3 years, and I already got used to shape of it. And well, the pen is the best. The pen is the best thing that the Wacom CTL 470 has. I couldn't get used to Wacom CTL 480 pen because it was too light and too. The CTL 470 is way thicker and kind of heavier, and I really prefer heavier pens.
I can totally understand.
I can't really play with the CTL 480 pen because it slips out of my fingers really often. Yeah. Definitely more often than CTL 470 does.
I have one of the bamboo tablets. I honestly can't remember its name at the moment. I don't have it on me, but I do have the pen sitting on my desk, and it is one of the lighter pens. And I could definitely understand how if you were using this to play a game, weight would probably be a whole lot better, as you get a better feeling for your movements and stuff like that. But this pen is light, so yeah, I could totally imagine not good for us. But of course, this tablet I have is not used for OS. I do have another tablet that I use to play OS, which is the OS tablet, and they got a super heavy pen anyways because there's batteries in the bottom.
What tablet do you have, by the way? Not the OS ones.
The bamboo one. I guess I can go grab that as you explain about what makes the CTL 470 your favorite and what's up with the piece of paper. I'll let you wrap those up. You can talk with Deadbeat. I'll go grab the tablet so I can tell you about it, and then we'll get to the community questions. Okay. So let's multitask.
So the thing that makes me stick to CTL is, as I say, the shape and the pen. I can rest my wrist on the tablet because it goes kind of higher than CTL 480 and it's not as flat. And I really hate when my tablet is almost on the same level as the desk. So I need to have a feeling that I'm actually resting my wrist on something, not just on table. And that's the only thing. And a piece of paper, well, I'm just doing it firstly for saving my tablet surface, and secondly because it's easier to control the pen on the paper than on the original tablet surface. It's less slippery, and I like this friction that paper makes for my pen.
Yeah, I never had that issue because when I was playing around with tablet, I always used to hover, so I didn't have the drag issues.
I used to over jump when I haven't used the paper, so my pen just slipped too far of the note, and the paper was a great solution to it.
Yeah, I can imagine it does. It's actually pretty ingenious. Like, I saw the paper on the stream. I'm like, what the hell? Look, you're going crazy.
Well, many people still ask me why the hell do I have that paper on my tablet. I've already just, created a comment in my stream where it explains why I use this paper.
I must have missed that one because I remember digging through the channel a bit, but I don't think I saw that one.
Okay, so I think we got all the questions, so maybe it's time for community ones, or I don't know.
We will do community ones in just a second. I have returned with my tablet, and I have the CTH 470. So, yeah, it's the silver one. That's the one I use for drawing.
It's pen and touch.
Yeah.
It's the same that I think Cookies you used to use back in like 4 years.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but like I said, this one isn't actually used for playing the game. I use this one more for drawing, and I think the reason I got the touch.
You should actually
for the
take
gestures.
care of this tablet. Take care of its surface. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
its surface
like-
is pristine. It's not all
Yeah.
tore up. It's got a beautiful surface. Although right now it's not looking as great as it possibly could because Kitty decided, I'm going to take a nap on your tablet. Good job, Kitty.
Oh, I've had the same problem with my keyboard. He took a nap on my keyboard, and I had to clean my keyboards. So bad.
Actually, that's a good question. Like, have you broken a keyboard before?
No, not really. I really. Second.
This here is funky calm, funky like a monkey.
No problem.
Okay. Well, I've never destroyed any keyboard. I have really big respect for my equipment. I'm not throwing the pen. I'm not hitting my keyboard hard, throwing my mouse or something.
I've
I just
definitely thrown a
respect.
mouse once in my life.
I respect that what I buy.
I can't say I've thrown a mouse, but I've
no.
kind of like picked it up and slammed it on my desk a few times. I don't pick it up too high because I don't want to break it. It's like an inch or so.
I had an opportunity to play CS:GO on mouse, which has been thrown a few times. And every time I did something like this on the desk, it automatically shoot it. It is so broken. Oh shit, that photo, what the hell, cappuccino.
Yeah. All right,
Nice.
though. So, oh, excuse me. We'll go ahead and move this on to community questions now, guys. There are a lot of you, so please, please, be respectful and try to highlight us and let us know if you have a written question or a physical question you'd like to ask. If you have a physical, say I have a voice question at Ztrot or at Deadbeat. If you have a written question, just write your question and highlight us at Deadbeat at Ztrot, and we will read it aloud to Rafis, and he'll give you your best, his best answer. Now remember, we're gonna try to get a question from everyone as we go down. Don't ask for a second question if you, unless we went through the whole rotation. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let Kianko ask her question real quick because she's literally in the room with me, and it makes it a whole lot simpler for her just to lean up and ask Rafis what she wants to ask. So go ahead.
So, seeing as you got that big fatty almost 200k play count, I'm sure that you have a favorite map.
Favorite map? No, I have many favorite maps.
Yes,
Especially
Well,
like,
of your favorites.
some of Ray Carlton maps. Those are really my favorites. And well, from the ranked ones, it's really hard to tell. I just have favorite mappers, not favorite maps.
All right. Okay, well, thank you so much for that question, Kianko, and we'll move on to our next one.
I've got
and
that
it
one.
Looks like. All right, go ahead.
Someone actually asked me to ask this one since he could not make it sadly, but he wanted to know if you get tired of the community's obsession over the rank 1 race.
It's kind of tiring, yeah. That's right. It's really boring when I read the same things over and over again on Reddit or on also chat. I don't really get upset about it, but it's just tiring that people care that much about it.
Yeah.
It's something that's been around for a while. People always seem to have interest in that.
And of course. All right. Then we have a written question from Cookie Desu, and they ask, "What was your technique to play better and climb in the ranking boards?"
This is pretty tricky idea. how to play. I've just looked at the players around me, and I was looking at their top performance list. I was just sniping their top performance list and going higher and higher, and checking the other players' top performances and just replicating them. That's how I learned how to play.
All right, thank you for that question. I'll grab one more question. This one's from Majora. They have a voice question. Deadbeat, go ahead and give Majora talk power, and then we'll let them do that, and then you grab the next two.
Hello. I unmuted you. You can talk, Majora.
Yeah, they don't have their self unmuted though.
Yeah.
You need to unmute yourself, good sir. We gave you the right to do so.
Sorry.
There you go. Oh, you're good. You're good.
So Rafis,
What in?
start at the start reading 11.
What? I'm afraid I had a lag, so I couldn't hear you.
You cut off after what? So your question is what?
Oh.
No,
Okay.
Rafis, what indeed?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and repeat the question.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
or better write it.
Yeah, maybe just
Alright.
write it out. Your mic seems to be cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Seconds.
Unless
I
Epic
think
Troll
so.
is successful and you just wanted to come in here and say what, and then if that's what you wanted to do, then oh, okay. What's the hardest part of reading AR11? All right, there we go. There's a question in there. What would you say? I'm sorry, Rafis. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh man.
Oh, what's the hardest part of reading AR11? That was the question.
Yep.
Okay. So the sophisticated patterns, that's the hardest part. The rest is pretty easy to read for me. That's true when I got a 144 Hz monitor. And simple maps like best friends, when I have only single taps and some triples, maybe some streams. It's really easy to side street, even if it is AR11.
I feel like I should probably try to get a 144 Hz monitor at some point. I hear nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, there are. You can't look at your normal 60 Hz monitor anymore after you use 144.
I should like torch myself because I've got a dual screen set up at the moment. I should replace my main monitor with a 144 Hz and keep my second one as a 60 Hz.
That's what I'm doing now. I use a dual monitor setup. One is 60 Hz and the second is 144. And it feels really bad to switch the look on the 60 Hz one because I can see the cursor lagging as hell.
Yeah, I can imagine that would probably be tiresome really fast. Anyway, we had a question from Nayu, so let's get her in here. Hello.
Hi, so I just wanted to ask, do people in real life like recognize you when you walk on the street? Do people like
Not
come
really.
to you and say, "Whoa, that's Rafis"?
No,
Shit.
that never happened to me. It probably never will.
Oh, it'll happen once. It will happen once, good sir, and it will be the most awkward situation you've ever been in because you know it's just a video game. We know it's just a video game, but the person that's gonna notice you for the video game, they're not gonna take it like a video game, bud. Trust me.
I've yet to run into this issue as well, so...
But when it happens, it is weird. It is very weird. And there's no real way to prepare for it either. You just kind of like, oh my god, are you that person? Yeah. Oh! It's not that big of a deal. What are you talking about?
Let's not finish that story. I know how it ends.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that story out, but yeah, it's just, yeah.
Thank you for that question. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a pretty good question, though. Thanks for that.
Did we get My Angel Rafis' question?
No, we haven't got My Angel Rafis' question yet. But nice name.
How do you consistently farm like that? You have so much consistency, it's insane to consistently do scores.
I can constantly do scores when I'm playing regularly. That's the reason. Just play every day and for a decent amount of time, and you'll get the consistency of getting such scores. And, like 500 PPT scores are not anymore hard for me, especially the new ranked maps, because the OD should be rewarded, and OD should be not that overrated as it is right now. I know it's a rhythm game, but it rewards too much.
Yeah. It is pretty crazy. Our next question actually, well, Max, yes, to answer yours, seeing as it's not directed at Rafis, or it was directed at Rafis, but we basically already had that question answered. And then EXE asks, have you met anyone IRL that plays OS well? Like, have you ever met with any of the decent OS players?
Yeah, I've met with Polish players and one German player, Captain Extend. That was in Lublin. You can call it LAN party. When we had a tournament, OS tournament. And yeah, I've met with Wolf, I've met with Vilchku, I've met with Fartownik.
Well then, yeah, kind of.
Awaj Hashevitsu, a lot of Polish players, like the whole around the city.
You're basically celebed all over Poland, you know? That's the way it sounds, at least.
See, I've talked to a few Polish people before in the past, and if there's one thing I've learned, is that they do meetups quite a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the podcast drinking and such things.
Count me in.
Okay.
I want it.
Well, yeah. Thank you for that question, EXE. And yeah, Max, not to blow over your stuff, yes, I have been noticed, but it wasn't for OS directly. It was more for the Academy work, and my voice is kind of... You can't pass up my voice. And if I'm being sarcastic in real life, I'll do like my internet talking voice to just like piss people off. And somebody caught wind of it, and things got really weird really fast, and I don't want to go into... Maybe at the after party I'll go into that story. But,
I still don't think we should.
Yeah, okay, so Deadbeat's shooting me down double time, so I'm not gonna go into this story at all. But yeah, things got weird. Anyways, let's go ahead and move over to Meep. Meep has the question, and I know you asked Deadbeat to do it, Meep, but I'm gonna do it for you. How do you feel about the current top 2 players, and do you want to overcome them?
Not now. I just don't want to farm now because it will absorb too much time from me to get to play at the decent level again. I mean, the level when I can pull the 600 VP scores without much problem. What do I think about? There are gods, like the whole top 5. No, maybe top 10, and some exceptions in the top 100. We are really good players. I can say this.
You're all monsters.
And I respect every single player in this game. So
you're all monsters.
Pretty much.
I've already said that in the previous interview that we are monsters.
I miss better times back in the old days when I was considered a monster, and now I'm just an old wrinkly man.
I actually wrote back, I think it was like
corner.
2009. I think it was like the seven superhumans, I think it was.
Yeah.
I can't remember who they were, but I think it was, I think HVIC was in there. I think one was Lestia,
Cyclone.
Shagon, yeah, probably Cyclone might have been.
Yeah.
I can't remember who the others were though, but I definitely remember that HVIC. Oh, maybe Rucker was.
Rucker could have been in there.
I definitely remember that Shagon
right.
and Lestia were though.
So anyways though, it looks like a lot of people have asked the questions. Is everybody is okay with it, we could start taking duplicates. But if anyone has a question that has not yet asked a question, please go ahead and get that out now.
I'm just
If
kind of
not-
curious. Have you ever thought of trying some of the other game modes?
I tried to play Mania, but I'm too bad. My hand coordination, the coordination of both hands is too bad.
Yeah,
I
can relate to that.
couldn't really learn how to play piano well because of my hand coordination, and it's same thing goes to the Mania.
See, the thing I learned
but
to
the
do...
high level Mania gameplay looks way more satisfying than OS gameplay, the standard gameplay.
Yeah, when I was learning to play Mania, I went to 4-key, and the thing that kind of helped me get better was I just stopped focusing on the game itself and just started thinking about other stuff. So I wasn't really like focusing on what was going on, I was just instinctively pressing what I needed to press. It somehow works, I'm not sure why.
Alright. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start taking duplicate questions. The first one's from EXE again. Is there any one reason that would make you quit this game?
That's a hard question.
It is.
For now, there's no such thing, but
Okay,
no.
well, let me throw a few hypotheticals at you here. This is a fun question. If Peppy came to your house covered in fucking butter and told you congratulations,
What?
you won, would you leave?
Why butter?
I'd shake his hand.
You'd shake the butter hand?
Yeah.
Why butter?
Oh man.
And use the butter
I don't
on
know, I was
hand.
gonna say whipped cream, but then that was like, nope, that's not a good idea.
I think the only thing that could have been worse if like he was covered in guacamole.
Dude, I'd attack Peppy with Doritos. What are you talking about? It'd be delicious. And then it would fit the theme of us too. You could just take all the triangles out, switch them with Doritos, and then take the O symbol and make it a big old bowl of guac. I'm sorry, I haven't had much sleep, but that was funny. I appreciate that. Our next one comes from Rizl. Actually, I don't know how that's pronounced. But they want to know how you came up with the username Rafis.
It's a mix of my real name, which sounds Rafał. That's my real name. And I don't really remember how I came up with the Fizz ending. You can say it's random.
Oh man. I can understand that. Well, let's see here. Thank you for that question. Oh no, man, I see another question I don't really want to answer, but I think it's the next one actually. Oh no. Go ahead and grab the My Angel Rafis one, Deadbeat, and then I want to take Edgar's question because that's a good one.
I feel like this is very similar to the one he asked before though.
It is. And Rafis, if you want, you could just say you want to skip that. Basically,
Which one?
How did you have that much consistency? You found
Oh,
gross,
I think
or
I've
how do you focus that
already-
much?
I think I've already answered it.
yeah, he answered that pretty well. I think you're trying to be a little too consistent with your questions. All right, let's see. I gotta do Edgar's. So Rafis, real talk for a second. What do you think of the OS game Reddit? Like, it like no holds barred either, man. Honest opinion.
Well, the memes are getting tiring. Really, they're all the same. They're so repeatable. It gets tiring to see the same meme over and over again every single day. I really appreciate creativity of some people.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
usually there are a lot of people shit talking themselves, though. Is that really a good place to have a nice conversation?
It's not. It's really not.
I think we've
And
actually got a good question here, sorry. If there was
yeah.
a PPV3, what would you expect from it?
Sliders giving PP OD needs to be less rewarding than it is right now. That's probably everything I want from PPV3. The rest is fine. I just want the gimmicky maps with sliders to give more PP, but I know it's really hard to code it without reworking the sliders itself. Score V2 has a really good opportunity to make sliders great again. Kappa.
God damn. Yeah, Score V2 definitely, I was happy that they made that slider change. It was kind of weird, like, seeing people complain about it. But, like, there's nothing really to complain about because it makes perfect sense to make that change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can understand why people got upset with it at the same time as well, because the metric hadn't changed for so long, and like as far as I could always see, like with how Score V2's working, like a lot of people don't really like how strict the sliders are, but in my honest opinion, when I very first started playing this game and up until the point I realized that sliders were not that strict, I always played them with the same intent that they were as strict as the hit circles. Till I realized, maybe about 5 or 6 months into playing, way back even then, that literally sliders are the most lenient things on the face of the planet. You could literally try to play them offbeat and still get 300s.
Yeah,
it's
really
like
did
a
feel
free.
weird.
It's free 300 for a player.
Unless to like break the slider and then rage quit.
Yeah.
100 on some slider heavy maps with Score V2 are so frustrating.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
And that's the thing that gets me. Like, the creation of maps use the leniency of sliders in mind. Like, mappers have learned now that sliders are lenient as hell, and you could do really cool things with them. The only downside to that being that, yeah, you could do cool things with them, but if the slider window gets strict as hell like it should have been in the first place, all those maps that did all the cool stuff with the sliders instantly become the biggest pains in your ass. Instantly.
I bet you
Like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I got 2 quick questions and I forgot one of them is. What are your thoughts on the loved map sections, by the way? Because we forgot to ask about that. Do you like the idea of the loved big map section? Do you know what they are?
Maybe? I don't know. Come in, Rafis. Earth to Rafis. Are you with us? Okay. It does look like he might have maybe disconnected. Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly. As my end works bad. Just I'm just maintenance.
Internet no nicey.
Yeah. Getting like 300 ping right now.
All right. While we wait for your ping to get back here, we still have a little bit of time.
It won't get better.
It won't get
Alright,
better. Well,
We could
Maybe
probably
in like 4 hours, maybe in like 5 hours.
okay. Well, all right. That's no biggie. We're actually pretty close to our time anyways. We'll unfortunately have to wrap this one up a little bit early, guys, as his internet is a bit down. If you guys still want to ask questions, me and Deadbeat will open a semi-public Q&A for a few minutes just to like feel that you didn't get cheated, so you can ask us whatever the hell you want. We don't mind. But we would like to thank Rafis for coming out today and answering our questions and answering the community questions. This will be up on the YouTube as quick as possible. We are currently...
Okay, I want
What's
to
up?
quickly say something about the YouTube channel. At the moment we've got a fairly good influx of interviews that we've got lined up. Like, we just finished the Pishy Fat one, we've just done Rafis, we've got Spear coming up, we have another one, which is Hellblind. So that will be on the 2nd of November. Now, one thing I actually want to do is I kind of don't want to put up these interviews straight to YouTube that fast. I kind of want to backlog them out a bit because I don't know if we'll have this much activity once Oswald Cup starts.
Yeah.
So while this is on the 26th, I think. You might not see this till like the weekend. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna try to like put out one a week and keep it pushed back that far. So even though we're doing like 5 within a 2-week radius, I do believe, roughly,
Like
with
week
the
and a
last
half,
2 that we're
yeah.
done. Yeah, they'll come out at a decent rate. But anyways, thank you guys so much for coming out, and we'll see you next time. And remember, rhythm's only a click away, and we'll see you real soon. All right, is it cut, Deadbeat?